is pretty interesting, something we haven't talked about before. We're going to talk about, are you better working on your balance or working out, wearing shoes, or going barefoot? And this is a topic that comes up inevitably in every lecture I give, just about. I mean, people are really curious about, should I wear shoes when I work on my balance or should I not? And the short answer to that is you want to go barefoot, all right? And the reason you want to go barefoot are numerous. When we start talking about feet, I want to make this clear. I've always told you guys to be your own advocate when it comes to doctor's visits and any type of operations or advice or medical advice you get. Be your own advocate. Again, you know my entire family is in the medical field, right? From nurses to therapists. And I'm going to tell you, I'm friends with surgeons, good friends with surgeons, and they will tell you to be your own advocate, okay? That's not something you get a lot on the other side of it, okay? And something I certainly I didn't feel as strongly about it 10 years, 20 years ago as what I do now, I can tell you that, all right? So be your own advocate. With that being said, how many people have you heard go in and have back surgery and come out of back surgery and say, thank goodness I did that, right? Unfortunately, it's not a lot. And that's the same thing with your feet, okay? I'm going to tell you now, do everything you can to avoid surgery on your back and your feet, all right? You don't want to start messing with your feet. I've gone through this with a family member, and we did extensive research, and we did have to go forward, and fortunately, she's doing very, very well, so that was a blessing. There's a lot of things that go on with our feet, right? I mean, we have neuropathy, we have bunions, corns, calluses, fissures, hammer toes. There's all kind of things that go on with our feet. And you guys know I'm fearless when it comes to talking about this type of stuff, right? We're not gonna avoid, uncomfortable topics. We're gonna go right after it. And sometimes ladies wearing those high heels and those toes get smashed up in those things, it can cause problems later in life, unfortunately. So, according to some research and some sources here, the ability to stand and walk is not just a simple automatic motor function driven by our limbs and muscles. I'm going to come back to that. But rather a complex task that requires cognitive input, right? There's the brain. As such, declining mental and cognitive function can increase the risk for balance issues and falls because of impairments in attention, reaction time, decision making, detection of postural issues, and short-term memory. All right, and it goes on to talk about yoga and Tai Chi and the importance of balance-specific exercises. This is from Harvard Medical School. And so what I want to talk about, how does our brain communicate with our feet? As we age, we know the synapses get further apart in our brain. Our reaction time slows. All right, when we stand on the floor barefooted, right? This is dangerous. I haven't worked, so my feet are going to smell just fine. When we stand on the floor barefoot, those nerve endings, right? Those mechanorecptors, those proprioceptors that we talk about, they are now in contact with the floor specifically. In other words, there is nothing in between my feet and that floor, I'm talking about the sole of your shoe, that interrupts the signals my feet are feeling and sending to my brain. Now, I may have some type of dysfunction in my foot. Maybe I evert, maybe I invert. My shoes with these orthotics, with this memory foam these shoes are made out of now, form around dysfunction, right? If you look at my shoe wears down because I walk like this, right? I have to work really hard to keep my foot flat. So when I walk, I tend to walk almost bow-legged. Now it's just slight. But if you look at my shoes that I've had for a year, 2 years, you can see the outer part of my shoe has worn down. Now, when I stand, my feet feel normal. They feel flat. Okay? When I come out of my shoe and now I have to put my foot on the ground, there's nothing there to interrupt that pattern. Now my foot has to lay flat. It's forced to lay flat. So the signals I'm getting from my feet to my brain are uninterrupted and they're in a more natural state. Does that make sense? Yeah, so all those mechanoreceptors now, I have the benefit of accessing all of that data instead of just the data on the side of my foot or the outer half of my foot. Okay? So I want to encourage you, when you get the chance, I want to encourage you to work barefooted if you can. Now, we can't always do that, and if you have to wear your shoes, that's fine, right? We spend most of our life in shoes. But if you can, we want to go without those shoes, okay? Couple more things really quick. Working without shoes can actually help improve your balance. And overall, here's an important one, your foot strength, right? If you've ever had plantar fasciitis, it's one of the most common injuries to recreational athletes, right? I don't know if you've ever done this, but plantar fasciitis, one of the most common treatments for that is to put marbles on the floor or beans and pick them up with your toes and put them in a cup or place them over to the side. So foot strength. Your feet are the base of your body. Let's see here. And let me just finish with this and then we're going to get started. Here are some things that have been shown, and if you guys want some more information, remember, sources and references are all posted at mybalanceuniversity.com. 9 things that going barefoot helps you do. Improves your sleep, reduces pain, reduces stress levels, contributes to positive brain development. We talked a little bit about that. Your feet will become stronger and improves blood function and helps reduce heart disease. Foot massages, those are the best. My wife benefits from feet massages because I watch the Dallas Cowboys. And sometimes I have to grab something and usually it's her foot because she's sitting on the couch. So, you know, it's a love-hate relationship. Reduces risk and development of osteoporosis, helps treat diabetes, strengthens the immune system, and gives you more energy. Again, check those references out, guys. I wanted to tease those 9 little benefits to encourage you and maybe entice you to go over to the website and check it out. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay. All right. So, let me get my shoes back on. Oh, my goodness.